Do you like taking selfies? Do you find yourself spending all of your days making duck faces on your Instagram profile? Because if you do and you like taking pictures and you also like making money,
I like money.
then this is gonna be the perfect video for you, because I'm gonna show you 5 different apps from anywhere in the world where you can get paid $100 or more per day simply by taking pictures with your phone. And one of the most common questions I get is, Kevin, can I do this from anywhere in the world? Is this available worldwide? Will this work for me if I'm in the UK, or if I'm in India, or if I'm in the Philippines, or if I'm in Canada or Australia? The answer is normally yes, right? And another way that you can really increase the amount that you can get paid from websites like I'm gonna show you and apps like I'm gonna show you is using what's called a VPN. And I'm gonna explain what that is a little bit more later in this video, but just understand that there's always a way to make money on the internet, and most of the time that people don't make money on the internet actually comes from their own mindset. One of the biggest things that everybody struggles with when it comes to starting making money online is there's so many different options and people get overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. And so if you're in that position right now, then this video is going to be perfect for you, because it's a very easy way to get started. It's very easy to start making money, and the cool thing is you can do it from anywhere in the world, and all you need is a cell phone that you can take pictures with. And so if you love taking selfies and you love taking pictures of your grumpy cat or your cute little dog, then this is gonna be the perfect video for you. Let's go. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's get directly into this. So the first app that we're gonna be talking about today is called Foap, and this isn't the coolest name of an app. I'm not sure exactly why they named it this, but the app itself actually is quite cool. Now, what Foap allows you to do is take pictures for money. And if you're thinking to yourself, but Kevin, why would anybody pay me for pictures that I'm taking on my cell phone? Well, the answer is that there's literally thousands and hundreds of thousands of companies out there that need content for their social media, for their email campaigns, for television, for all of the different things that companies need to do to produce content. And instead of hiring some expensive photographers, companies are actually getting smarter, and they're crowdsourcing all of the different images that they need for their catalogs or social media, or for whatever they actually need them for. And so what Foap does is actually allow you to take pictures that companies want to buy to actually use in whatever they're doing for their business. And you can see right here that Foap has over 9,000 reviews of people who've actually used it and gotten paid for the pictures that they submit. And so how Foap actually works is they'll pay you half of whatever somebody buys your photo for. So if you sell a photograph for $10, you'll make half of that, or $5. And these pictures can be of literally anything at all. It could be a picture of a cute baby, or a cat, or a dog, or a landscape, or some type of product like a Coca-Cola can in some beautiful setting. You want to actually put yourself in the mindset of these companies that are buying these photos. And I'm actually going to show you in just a few minutes how you can see which photos are selling, so you can get ideas of what type of photos to take yourself to increase the likelihood of getting a sale. And another cool thing is you can cash out directly to your PayPal. And just to try this out, my videographer and I submitted 4 pictures to Foap, and we actually had somebody buy one for $10, which means that we made $5 sent directly to our PayPal. And now, does that mean that we're gonna be able to retire? Probably not, but taking 4 photographs on my phone took me a couple of minutes, and submitting them took me maybe 1 minute. So, you know, we made $5 profit just with a few minutes of work. And as you get better and better at identifying what type of photographs these companies actually want, you can drastically increase your likelihood of actually getting paid for the photos that you submit. Number 4 is called Snapwire. Now, Snapwire is actually very similar to Foap, and the cool thing about these types of apps where you can get paid to submit photos or take photos is generally there's more than one of them. And so if you spend time actually taking these photographs, it's in your best interest to take an extra 30 seconds and submit those same photographs to all of these different websites to increase the actual likelihood that your photograph is going to get purchased. And with over 2,500 reviews, Snapwire is a completely legitimate option where you can submit your photographs and potentially get paid for them. And one of the coolest things about Snapwire is you can actually navigate to the recently purchased section, like I talked about before, where you can get ideas of the type of photographs that companies are interested in buying. And once you can actually put yourself into the mindset of what these companies want, you can really start to take photos that you know have the highest likelihood of being bought, which is gonna mean that you're gonna make more per hour of your actual time spent taking these photographs and submitting them if you know what the buyers are actually looking for. And another cool feature about Snapwire is once you've actually had a purchase, you can actually level up to what's called shooter status. And what shooter status is it allows you to actually submit your photographs to higher priced bids. And basically what this means is some companies need the perfect photograph and they're willing to pay more than $5 or $10 to actually get it. And so if you really love photography or you think that you're the right person to actually submit your photo, once you upgrade to shooter status, you can submit your photograph to a much higher price point, which means that your individual photo would make significantly more than say $5 to $10. Number 3 is called Gig Walk. Now what Gig Walk is slightly different than our first two apps that we talked about, but Gig Walk is a really cool idea, and with over 5,000 reviews, again, you know that it's legit. Basically what Gig Walk is it allows you to do what's called a gig. Now companies and services and businesses from all around the world want to know what their products look like in stores. They want to know how their products are being presented. They want to know all types of information about their products, right? And so Gig Walk essentially is a platform that connects you with companies that are willing to pay for these sort of things, and you become the person who actually goes and implements them. And there are a number of different ways that you can actually make money with your gigs. For example, you can take pictures of a house for insurance purposes, which is perfectly legal, right? You can go to a grocery store and double check prices on produce and the weight. You can go to a business and look for a product and just take a simple picture of it. And you might be saying to yourself, but Kevin, why would anyone pay me to do that? And the answer is because companies need this stuff done. Insurance companies need to see houses or cars, and they're willing to actually crowdsource it because oftentimes it's cheaper to do that for them than to pay somebody a full-time salary to go take pictures in grocery stores or things like that. Now, prices vary all the time, but generally speaking, going to a business and taking a quick photo will generally get you paid $5 to $10, and going to a grocery store can actually get you paid between $15 and even up to $75. And the cool thing is you can do multiple gigs in the same day or even in the same hour to start earning significantly more money doing this. You're not limited to just one gig or one gig per day. You can actually stack them up and start to do as many as you actually want. Number 2 is called Field Agent. Now, Field Agent is very similar to Gig Walk, which we just talked about, but like I mentioned before, when you actually do these types of things to make money, you might as well download all of the different apps at once so that you can really start to stack up the different gigs and missions and tasks and do them all in the same day so that you can earn the maximum payout. And Field Agent will actually pay you to physically go to specific stores, answer questions about the store, and even take pictures of the store setups or checkout areas. And by completing missions, you will earn points that you can actually redeem for gift cards or even cold hard cash. And if you live in a big city, this might be the perfect option for you, especially if you live near a mall or a collection of stores. You can actually complete things very, very quickly and start to make a significant amount of money. And oftentimes these gigs will reset as fast as weekly or even daily at times, which means that you can make a significant amount of money doing very similar tasks in the same place over and over and over again. And the number 1 best app to actually make $100 or more per day simply to take pics with your phone, we will get to in a second. But first, you gotta do me a favor and tap on that like button and make sure you join our road to 1 million subscribers by clicking the little red subscribe button and turning on the notification bells so that you are the first person to know every time we drop a brand new video. And so without further ado, the number 1 app to make $100 per day just taking pics with your phone is called Mobi. Now, Mobi is similar to Field Agent and Gig Walk as well, where you get paid to actually perform simple tasks in the area that you actually live. And the reason that I'm mentioning Mobi is, again, like I said before, where you want to actually download as many of these same apps as you can so that you can have access to as many gigs as you can. It's the same thing with Fope or Snapwire, or if you're doing user testing on websites like usertesting.com. The main problem with most of these sites is there's not enough gigs or tasks or missions to go around. And so the more that you sign up for and the more that you actually start to get some experience with, the more that you're actually going to be able to make money. And one of the cool parts about the Mobi app is the rejection rate of actually applying for a task is incredibly low when you compare it to some of the other apps that we've talked about, which means that every gig you apply for, you're much more likely to actually get accepted for, which means that you get paid. Now, each task, you generally get paid between $4 and $5 for Mobi. And again, these are very simple tasks like taking a quick photograph in a store. And what I mentioned before about VPNs is one of the cool ways that you can really maximize your earnings, because many of these websites like Fope and Snapwire or user testing or any of the actual ways that you can start making money on the internet for the most part will pay people significantly more if they live in the United States of America. So if you live outside of the USA, you can use what's called a VPN or a virtual private network to actually change your IP address, which tells these companies that you live inside of the USA, and that's gonna mean that you're actually gonna be able to get paid significantly more for your work. And if you don't know what a VPN is, right, use the Google it now or GIN mentality and go Google search free VPN. There's many different free VPNs that you can use to actually start taking advantage of this stuff. The people who are gonna be successful in this life are the ones who are actually willing to Google search and learn new things. So don't be the victim. Don't actually just comment on every single one of my videos, does this work? Instead, actually do the work yourself. Do the research yourself, and that's the number one thing that I can teach you to be successful on the internet or in any business. Because remember, the victim in this life gets nothing. The person that blames the government or some external force they have no control over is always going to be the loser in life, and the person who just gets it done with no excuses and teaches themselves new things, learns new things, and is genuinely a curious person who's willing to actually work hard is always going to win. So don't be the 99% of people that never take any action. Be the 1% who actually tries these things and actually sticks with it for longer than an hour or a minute, and you will see results with them. And so for those of you who are serious about making it work online, we're actually giving away 100 copies for free of my brand new book, Unfair Advantage. This is seriously the blueprint of how to go from zero, a complete beginner like I was when I was a dead-end accountant, to actually creating a full-time online income and living the life you've always wanted to live with true financial freedom. Everything that I've learned going from zero to over $10 million in just 18 months is literally inside of this book, and we have 100 free copies to give to you right now. So click the link down in the description if you want it. Of course, there's no pressure at all. You don't have to get it if you don't want, but we do have a very limited number of copies of this book. And if you want to claim it completely for free, just handle shipping and handling. Grab this book right now by clicking the link down in the description. I promise you, you won't be sorry that you did. Or if you want to just continue learning for free on YouTube, check out this video right here where we show you the top 5 money-making apps in 2019. I promise you it'll be a good one. See you there. 5 apps that you can start. Don't show that one, that was the wrong app. The 5 best apps that you can make money with literally as soon as today, just using your cell phone. That is what we're gonna be talking about today. How to